And I revealed my rookie rankings a few weeks ago on the program. And now that a lot of the Penn State team has foregone the NFL draft, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, they're returning. We knew for a while Drew Aller was returning. But Tyler Warren was at the end of my first round in that episode. I think he is now creeping into the mid to late first round conversation. I currently have him up at 10. I originally had him at 12. With the loss of Singleton, he moved up a spot. And also with Judkins moving down in my rankings, I have Tyler Warren firmly at 10 in them. And he had perhaps not only the greatest college football regular season of all time, but this guy took over the CFP this season as well. Just 39 total yards against SMU, but that was kind of a weird game, out of hand by halftime. And then against Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve, he had 6 receptions for 63 yards, 2 touchdowns, including one of the best toe tappers you'll ever see from a big man. He was everything for Penn State in the semis as well. 6 for 75 through the air, 2 for 21 on the ground. But like, they're lining him up in the gun under center before motioning him out a ton. I think the fantasy football community has not caught on yet that this guy is not only Taysom Hill, a former quarterback, lethal as a ball carrier, but he has hands of glue, second in the entire country in receptions, 104 of them, 7th in receiving yards as well, 1,200 yards. So this is a guy I think not only will be a great pass catcher, but he can be used creatively. That's a guy I want on my team in fantasy football, specifically dynasty formats. What do you think, Jake?
I struggle with Warren because I really do like what we saw this year. My biggest issues with him is he caught some touchdowns last year. This year, obviously he put together a phenomenal season, but we also have to talk about the fact that he's 25.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I think it's a fair conversation because like Penn State coaches up until this point just never utilized their guys, right? Like Theo Johnson, if you remember, he went out and put almost a perfect RAS, relative athletic score, in the combine last year. And it's like, where'd this guy come from? Because he wasn't shit at Penn State either. Even in his senior year, wasn't nearly the player Warren's been.
Yeah, like I said, with Warren, like the film looks so good. This isn't like a Dalton Kincaid situation for me. Kincaid was a tight end who was older than pretty much the rest of the class, only really had 1 year of solid production. Warren looks far better on film than Kincaid ever has, and I think Warren's far more worthy of first-round draft capital than Dalton Kincaid. I just worry that NFL teams are going to worry about the fact that he's 25.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah. Steve,
he's still my top tight end. I will put he's still my top tight end. He's my second favorite pass catcher behind Emeka Egbuka, but he's 25. I can't that's hard for me to cope with.
Steve, does the age deter you as well? Because I know you've been a big Colston Loveland guy and previously had him as your tight end one.
Yeah, the age isn't great. I'll say this about the tight end position. I'm usually out on it in general.
Yeah, that's you are.
Because you never know, right? Unless you have a Brock Bowers-esque player coming out that is so lock, smash, gonna be a star. The position's just a crapshoot. I mean, Kyle Pitts sucks. And I would have put my house on the fact that he would have been great. And then he goes up and puts up 1,000 yards as a rookie, and you're like, this is a easy money. And then what happened? So this position is a mess, right? Jonnu Smith is like an undrafted or a 6th round, 7th round dude. George Kittle was like a 3rd round dude. Travis Kelce was like a 3rd or 4th round dude. Yeah, like this is not a position that necessarily needs a 1st round grade in order to even be worth drafting in fantasy. True. So I'm much happier waiting till the 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounds of my dynasty drafts and just kind of slinging darts at guys. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it. Like Tucker Kraft a couple years ago, people were firing darts on him late round. He paid off in spades. So
I'd much rather Travion Henderson at like the 106 or 107 than Tyler Warren. You know what I mean? Like, and that kind of could be where you're at.
Brent in the chat saying I've never taken a tight end in dynasty drafts before the 3rd, and I get it, man. But like Brock Bowers was so sensational as a rookie, and I think that's I don't think Tyler Warren can have that type of season. But if teams
you'll be able to fool people into trading with you because of Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers is going to increase the value of this guy right here, and people will want to move up to get him.
And I'll be one of them, dude. Like, I just think you're getting potentially Taysom Hill type of
Seth,
usage.
he's our age. Like, what do you mean?
I'm all right, man.
He's going to retire next year. I mean, like,
yeah, I just love that the fact that you could get both rushing and receiving upside. That's basically what it comes down to. But
there
I totally
is no
understand.
indication that he's going to get rushing upside. That is a strictly Saints thing. There's no other tight ends that are getting rushing yards on top of it. Like
Brock Bowers.
He gets
He had like 5 carries.
5. That's not worth
5 more than 0.
It's
Brent saying Bowers is the exception, not the rule. Pitts in the first, garbage. Laporta in the third, winning. Yeah,
we need to stop rewriting the Kyle Pitts history. The dude had his knee absolutely obliterated. He looked phenomenal as a rookie with poor quarterback play.
Well, then that was a bad knee injury, and you would think modern medicine could get him back. Because I mean,
he's a prime example of push to come back too soon. He wasn't 100% when he started rehabbing, which creates micro tears in your tendons and muscle and ligaments and all of that fun stuff as it is. So when it's not 100% and you're pushing yourself to get back, you're going to limit your potential to return to full capabilities.
I do still think Kyle Pitts will have a good career. I think he needs to get out of Atlanta at this point and go somewhere where he'll be better. Kansas City, perfect place to go.
I'll tell you what, last year, speaking of Kansas City, Steve, I traded in a dynasty league. I traded I traded Kyle Pitts for Travis Kelce, and we swapped first rounds. I moved back in that trade. I got Brian Thomas Jr. still, and I got Kelce, and I got his first round pick for this year that I'm probably going to use on Tyler Warren. So feeling good about that one, getting out of Kyle Pitts and getting Kelce for a year to make a run at a ship. So